Introduction of North America. North America region have two countries, which is Canada and United States. It is among the world largest countries in terms of area, relatively have low population densities, a wealth of natural resources, and high material living standards. Canadians have a strong sense of national pride, thus prevented their identity from being overwhelmed by their politic and economically powerful neighbor. Canada and US bound on the east by the Atlantic Ocean. Canada's northern border is the Arctic, while Canada itself serve entire northern border of US. Western border of both countries is the vast Pacific Ocean basin. North America have three climates. The first one is boreal climate. It's a strong seasonal variation with short, moderately warm and most summers and long, extremely cold and dry winters. Winter happen in January. The temperature are routine around -20 degrees Celsius. Long winter can plunge to -40 degrees Celsius. In summer, which happen in mid-July, temperatures low, which is 30 degrees Celsius and are hot. Location is in Aleutian Islands through Alaska and northern Canada to the island of Newfoundland. The second climate is dry climate. The deserts and steppes are regions that are characterized by their dry climates, very low precipitation, high evaporation rates that typically exceed precipitation, and wide temperature swings both daily and seasonally. Location is in southwestern United States, such as metropolitan areas of Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, and El Paso. The third climate is polar climate. Polar climate is a temperature below freezing. It's icy and is covered with snow most of the time because they do not get direct sunlight, and like other parts of the earth, usually dry and do not get much rain. North Pole have -degrees Celsius and in summer, and -40 degrees Celsius during winter. In South Pole, during summer is -18 degrees Celsius and -76 degrees Celsius during winter. The location is in North Pole Arctic, which consists of frozen Arctic Ocean, northern Canada, northern Siberia, Greenland.
Hi, I'm Fatihah Binti Shahrizal. I'm going to present about regional culture in North America. So there are three major Native American in North America, which is Nez Perce, Salish, and Tlingit. Now, the largest Native American tribe is the Cherokee, and they lived in the Southeast, while the other tribes like Seminole, they lived in Florida and Chickasaw. So generally, there are like total of 574 of Native American tribe in the North America. And many of the Native American and the Southeast area of North America were expert farmers, and they grew staple crops like maize, beans, squash, tobacco, and sunflower. The most familiar Southeastern indigenous peoples are probably the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole. I'm sorry for butchering all these pronunciations, by the way. Sometimes they are called the five civilized tribes, and some of them even spoke a variant of Muskogean language. Now, the natural resources and products. So, the early settlers of North America, when they first came in here, they discovered a lot of abundant natural resources, including a very huge open lands with fertile soils, with a variety of minerals and fur-bearing animals, fish, and timber. So all these kind of natural resources kind of provided settlers with a solid foundation to establish a commercial farming and other resources related industries. Now for primary products. So the primary products of subtropical crops like tobacco, sugarcane, rice, indigo, and cotton are encouraged because of the long, warm summers of the widening coastal plains southward from New York for its commercial farming. The European settlers. Now, 6 major countries that settle in that region are Spain, Britain, France, Netherlands, Sweden, and Russia. Now for the Spanish people. When the area does not deliver gold like they expected, they'll leave the region and let the Roman Catholic take care of it, to be used as a cattle rank. For the British settlers, they came in the region from England to seek for freedom from the religious oppression, aside from seek other economic opportunity and to have a better life. And then they brought in the second wave of settlers in Virginia in 1620. Human resources, education, and technology. So initially, immigrants came from the Northwest Europe and brought in their European culture, tradition, and individual skills in that region. They became a diverse nation with a variety of nationality, ethnicity, and religions. For the African, they were forced to migrate to the North America to serve as slaves in the agriculture industry, education, and technology. Now, the main value of the United States culture is based off freedom. They value freedom a lot, and they sought to develop a community where they can make the most out of their freedom by having a democratic constitution. This makes them able to establish compulsory education much more earlier than the European countries. Like they focus on transferring technologies and building universities around the nation to better spread the technologies and education. And that's all for me.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Azrin Binti Ruzali. I will present about the global exchange. US remained uniquely positioned in the world early in the 2010s due to its political, economic, and military powers. The country maintains a strong and influential position in the global geopolitical order. Although Canada is much influential globally than as compared to United States, Canada economic and political stability, coupled with its good relations with influential countries around the world, position Canada well in terms of economic and political inclusion at global bargaining tables. United Nations and United States and United Nations. United States is part of Group of 8, which is world's 8 most materially wealthy countries. United States have significant influence in United Nations, NATO, International Monetary IMF, OAS, and WTO. So UN, World Bank, OAS, and IMF are all headquarters in US. In United Nations, along with 5 other countries, China, UK, Russia, United Kingdom, and France, they have permanent seat on the Security Council that have power to veto council decisions. Global role of the regional economy. The United States keep its lead, which means United States economy led the world in many new growth sectors at the end of the first decade of 2000s, and reported by Foreign Affairs that US is the world leader in R&D or research and development investment in 2007. Canada lagged behind its neighbor through the early 1900s because the restrictions resulting from its colonial ties to Britain, and partly and because its smaller home market for goods and protection of its own industries. Canada centers of manufacturing production around Toronto and Vancouver. Canada enjoys material living standards almost equal to those in United States, even though Canada is under United Nations. The American population patterns of distribution and diversity. Population change, natural growth. United States experience relatively rapid annual population increases compared with other materially wealthy and technologically advanced countries, due in part to the high birth rates among youth immigrant communities. United States population of 309.6 million in 2010 and could rise to nearly 351.4 million by 2025. Both Canada and US received immigrants in the early 1900s, but 2 world wars separated by major economic depression in North America deterred further large-scale increases until after World War II. Patterns of immigration in the United States. US immigration laws gave first preference to Europeans beginning in the 1920s, but from 1960s, regulations broadened access on the basis of family ties or specific skill. Today, however, several million illegal immigrants, mainly of Hispanic origin, live in United States. In the contemporary immigration context in United States, many highly educated people migrate to the US to fill employment demands in high-tech and computer-related industries, medical research, and numerous fields within the hard sciences. For Native Americans, many Native Americans live on federally sequestered reservation land that were often arid and had very limited agricultural productivity.
Next, I will present about sub-region of North America. First, United States. United States dominates the latitudes of continental North America. Metropolitan areas of the United States house the majority of the country's transportation and communication connections, the larger manufacturing facilities, corporate headquarters, and financial and business services. Increasing the country's material wealth does not reach all within its borders. Those with advanced educations or double-income families continue to garner greater material wealth, while those who are located on impoverished regions with fewer educational opportunities struggle to acquire the basic necessities like nutrition, shelter, and healthcare. In addition, the income and material growth
In United States, there are more than 10 states, which is New England, Megapolis, Manufacturing Belt, Appalachia, Alaska and Hawaii, US Heartland, which is Midwest and Great Plains, Pacific Coast, the South, and Western Mountains. There are 3 states in the Pacific Coast, which is Washington, Oregon, and California. They have 3 main economic activities. The first one is farming and plantation in the industry of agriculture. The activities they plant almonds, pistachios, citrus crops, and numerous vegetables. These activities is located in California. The second economic activities is programming services like software that located in Washington. One of the company is Microsoft Corporation. The third economic activities is financial services, which is banking, that located in California. The company name is MUFG. Move on to the second regions, which is the South, have 16 states, which is Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, Texas, Delaware, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Virginia, Florida, Maryland, South Carolina, and West Virginia. There are 3 main economic activities is services, which is tourism, that located in Lake Buena Vista and Bay Lake, Florida, US. The company is Walt Disney Company, which is a resort comprised of 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, 27 theme resort, 9 non-Disney hotels, several golf courses, and other entertainment venues. The second one is space services, which located in Houston, Texas. The company name is NASA. The third activities is manufacturers and tire supplies, which is manufacturing, that located in Greenville, South Carolina. One of the company name is Michelin North America, which exports tires in the whole world. Move on to the third region, which is Western Mountains. Have 9 states, which is Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Utah. So the first economic activities is hotel and tourism. Since their climate is polar climate, they have icy surface, so that's why they can do ski and resorts in northern Utah. Second is wholesale trade, retail and consumer services, clothing and clothing accessories, are located in New Mexico, Colorado. One of the company name is Crocs, where they supply rubber slippers. Crocs used to manufacture foam clog shoes or boarding shoes. So they launched a free pair of healthcare in response to the coronavirus pandemic, offering a free pair of its comfort shoes to the healthcare workers. So this is their current issues. The third economic activities is high-tech production. It's a semiconductor manufacturing that located in Boise, Idaho. One of the company name is Micron Technology.
Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Amira Nisreena Binti Yahya from Group 10 and I will present about Canada. As you can see the image here, this is Justin Trudeau, the 23rd Prime Minister of Canada since November 2015. He is also the leader of Liberal Party since 2013. Justin is the leader of the government that works hard every day to keep Canada moving forward. His team is working to create excellent middle-class employment, make living more affordable for Canadians, keep Canadian communities safe, combat climate change, and move ahead on reconciliation with Indigenous people. Next, I will explain about the history and culture of Canada. The region was populated with many types of native tribes, including indigenous culture and personalities. Indians, which is also known as the First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, are three categories of Aboriginal people recognized under the Canadian Constitution. There are three separate people, each having their own history, language, culture, and spiritual beliefs. In Canada, there are 634 First Nations people who speak over 50 different languages, and these Indigenous people in Canada who are neither Métis or Inuit are referred to as the First Nations. First Nations people were the first to experience persistence of European contact, colonization, and trade on Canada's territory. In today's world, Canada is a diverse country which many immigrants came to work here as it is a safe and friendly country. People can practice many types of religions and the country has no official religion, and religious diversity and freedom of religion are fundamental parts of the country's political culture. So there are 8 distinct climate regions in Canada, which are the Pacific Maritime Climate Region, Cordilleran Climate Region, Prairie Climate Region, Boreal Climate Region, Taiga Climate Region, Arctic Climate Region, Southeastern Climate Region, Atlantic Maritime Climate Region. Next, we move on to Canada's resources. Canada has tremendous supply of natural resources. Forestry, mining, fishing, agriculture, and energy sectors are the primary drivers of the industry. Canada is the 8th biggest exporter of agricultural products such as grains and oilseeds in the world. In recent years, government funding on research and development in this area has grown, with the world's 3rd biggest known crude oil reserves and the world's 18th largest proven natural gas reserve at their disposal. The oil and gas markets in Canada are thriving business. Alberta, Canada is home to 35% of the world's oil and gas industry. Next, I will explain about the issues in Canada, but I will only explain 2 issues, which is the racial discrimination and the problem of the First Nation and poverty, since it is huge in Canada. So racial discrimination and the problem of the First Nations, one of the long-standing societal concerns in Canada has been racial prejudice against the Indigenous people. In Canada, the Indigenous people continues to face social and economic challenges. When it comes to social concerns, Canada's First Nations people face high prevalence of social issues such as health issues, poverty, and unemployment. Next is the poverty in Canada. Poverty affects over 5 million individuals in Canada, and it may strike anybody. People of various ages, economic origins, and ethnicities are affected by poverty. Poverty is a complicated issue involving unemployment, investment returns, substandard living, health policies, and education. Despite its reputation as a rich country, millions of Canadians continue to struggle to satisfy their basic necessities. People who want to get out of poverty require assistance from others as well as government assistance. Poverty is harmful to all of us because it causes high level of stress, poor health outcomes, social isolation, and worse educational attainment.